So the Grammys revealing that it would be commending video games for their contributions to the world of music came as a huge relief to the world of music. Okay, because we're talking about the
Right.
music from video games. It's about time the medium got some respect, with many still unconsciously refusing to acknowledge the video game scores as real music. The fact of the matter is that many composers that work behind the scenes on games are some of the best that music has. We listened to some of the games that deserved some historical recognition to prove it, but now that the first nominees have been revealed, maybe the Grammys have misunderstood the assignment. This year's Grammy nominations have been revealed, and along with them comes the first swath of nominees for the new category: Best Score Soundtrack for Video Games and Other Interactive Media. And fans are a little confused. You'll see what we mean. Here are the nominees. So first we have Aliens Fire Team Elite
I
with
don't.
the composer Austin Wintory. I don't even remember.
Yeah, I was gonna say
I don't
we
even remember
played
music
that.
from that game.
We
Then
played
again,
that, and I was
then
like,
again,
"Good."
I hope Assassin's Creed Valhalla wins. It's
I mean,
Assassin's Creed.
we do turn off the music in the menu. Maybe maybe
Oh.
they're talking about the menu music.
I was talking about the category who is good in the category, the nominees.
Yeah. But Assassin's Creed Valhalla, I haven't played Assassin's Creed since like, what's the one with the ships, the pirate one?
Oh, Black Flag.
Yeah, I haven't played since Black Flag, and even then I didn't really play that one much.
The
So
only one
that
I ever
has.
played was Liberation, and that was only for PS Vita when I owned one.
I
That's
don't
the only
think I've
Assassin's Creed ever. Yeah,
hadn't
that's
even
the
heard
only
of it.
one I've ever played, and that game wasn't exactly great.
That's cool that they had Assassin's Creed on the Vita though.
Oh, they did. Yeah, it was. The graphics were okay-ish. It was just it was just kind of the plot was kind of hard to follow, and then I ended up not even finishing it because like the quest, like this part of the quest was like super confusing, and I just lost interest in it pretty quickly. But it's whatever.
So next we got Call of Duty Vanguard. Bear McCreary is the composer. Again, not sure if I remember any of the music from that. I played a little bit. I do actually own that game. I think I played it for like a weekend, so I got my $60 out of it.
Bear McCreary sounds like a wrestling name. I'm just saying.
McCreary, I know that last name. Isn't that the same last name as the guy that plays the Hound on Game of Thrones?
Oh.
Also the Yarp guy from
I know what you're talking about, but I don't think that was his name.
I'm imaging that name in WWE very clearly. When he comes up on stage, he roars like a bear, and he has like like just have like sharp fingers and all that stuff, and he's like big and probably fat, and he just like bear hugs and just slams him down his opponent on the ground.
Apparently, Bear McCreary has also done music for Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power.
Oh, there you go.
Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy. Are they talking about the game?
Yeah. Right.
I heard that game actually wasn't that bad, and I could believe that they would have a good soundtrack.
Yeah.
But Richard Jacques is the composer for that, and then Oddworld. Is this like
Old World.
like what's that? Oh, Old World. Okay.
I'm not
Dyslexia,
sure.
apparently.
I don't even know what game that is. Let's look that one up. Old World.
When I thought I said Oddworld, I thought it was like Abe's Odyssey or something.
World. Mohawk Games.
Christopher Ten, composer.
Oh, it's a Civilization clone.
So basically,
yeah.
it's like a tycoon like game.
No, it's like, have you ever played the Civilization
From the veterans
games?
behind
Yeah,
Civilization
a little
3,
bit.
Or
Civilization
Forge of
4, and
Empires.
Oh, so they previously made Civ.
World Trading Company comes Old World, an epic
Like Wonder
I played,
historical strategy game.
Yeah, I played Age of Empires, and that's kind of the basis, but it's not as innovative as Civilization though.
Right.
Plus, I lost my count.
This does look a lot like Civ.
Right.
I can't believe Metal Hellsinger's not on this list.
Yeah, that's like so I
At least as a
haven't
nominee.
played. I played some of the Guardians of the Galaxy. I mean, it's an okay game, but
That one
I
doesn't
didn't-
surprise me because if it has anything like the soundtrack for the movies,
Right.
they picked some pretty good songs for that. So
Honestly, I'm actually mad that Doom Eternal soundtrack was not in the nominee.
Yeah, that should be in there too.
It should be in there. I don't even know why. When it said like Doom Eternal soundtrack is a nightmare from
Wasn't
a
Doom-
composer.
well,
we'll
Doom-
have to talk
this-
about that later, but
Doom Eternal wouldn't count anyways because it wasn't this year, right? Doom Eternal came out in 20.
yeah, it would have been a different year.
Yeah, it was during the pandemic. It was the prime of the pandemic. 2020.
Yeah, March 20 of 2020. But anyways, fans are pretty confused as to when the cutoff for the awards was. It includes 2021 games,
Oh.
Aliens Fireteam Elite. Okay, so apparently they do have multiple years in here. Call of Duty Vanguard, which, yeah, I guess Vanguard was last year, wasn't it? So we're pretty perplexed that Assassin's Creed Dawn of Ragnarok made the list as a DLC pack for the game that launched in 2020. So the DLC is... Oh, okay, I guess, yeah, Dawn of Ragnarok. I guess that wasn't a full release. It was just DLC for the Valhalla game.
Yeah.
With the last... And it was... I guess Dawn of Ragnarok would have been released this year, though, so that kind of makes sense. With the last 12 months offering the likes of Tunic, Elden Ring, and the Artful Escape, it's a interesting roster for sure. And fans aren't sure what to make of it. That's before we even get to God of War Ragnarok's rousing soundtrack missing out. Haven't played God of War Ragnarok yet myself, so I don't know what the soundtrack's like in it, but I do actually want to play it.
So fans have taken to Twitter to express their confusion about where their favorite games are. Summing up what most of us are thinking, someone wrote, "Really cool to see video game scores get recognition at the Grammys. Have to say, though, I'm thoroughly underwhelmed by the nominations." Gamers are particularly perplexed on Reset Era, with one user commenting on the nominees saying, "No neon white making the whole thing, or makes the whole thing invalid." Okay, I don't know what neon white is, but okay. Another added, "GOTG music was really cool." Hey, Cody actually mentioned that. What is GOT? Game of Thrones game or something? I'm missing. I forget. I don't know what that is. But anyway.
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh, well, they had
Yeah.
that on there. They had that on there.
I think they're just saying, yeah, it's good, but...
Yeah. But this list, well, the third question, so the studios with enough money to pay the Grammy FYC campaign got in. Cool, great system, everyone. The fact that video games are getting a look in at the Grammys is great news alone, but damn, these nominees are strange. We'll take it for now, providing that Ragnarok gets what it deserves next year. So yeah, I think we've had a little bit of discussion. Do we have any final thoughts, or do we want to roundtable it?
Well, Ragnarok sure is probably going to win because their music their music was made by Python and other sorts of artists that are like a big fan of the Nordic mythology or like Nordic mythology and all that stuff. I mean, I listen to the music all the time and I just love it.
Yeah. So
I'm
I
curious. Go ahead. Well, I was just gonna say, I'm just curious, like for Guardians of the Galaxy, like did they actually compose new music for that, or do I just get to be a composer by creating a playlist?
making a mixtape.
Yeah, like can I just make a fire mixtape for my
Right.
girlfriend and be considered a composer?
Yeah. It's fire, man.
Just
But
be like
I was going to
Star-Lord
say
in it.
this. I remember that there's this music store over in Keokuk, Iowa. It's probably not there anymore because I think Mr. Meister passed away, but it was Meister's Music. And
He actually retired before, but I didn't hear anything about passing away. But he did retire, and
Okay.
yeah, it was probably. I want to say it's probably like in 2018. I want to say because I remember I was trying to get my
Oh.
saxophone cleaned for a tour for my first college tour during my undergrad years, and then I just happened to notice that his shop wasn't there, and so now, despite having somewhat of an active music program within the school community, we now don't really have a reliable resource for music materials or any sort of repair. I mean, the Lost Canvas, we have a coffee shop that's like right next to it. They sell like reeds and guitar picks and some other stuff. But I mean, do they have like a licensed like maintenance person, or like can you buy instruments there? No, not really. The closest you can probably find instruments or anything for maintenance is probably in either Burlington, Iowa or Quincy, Illinois, and they're both about
right.
30 to 40 minutes away from Keokuk. So yeah, that was kind of a shame.
Yeah. So when I was in there, there was a guy that was just a second here. When I was in there, there was this guy that was kind of just helping run the shop, was employed by Mr. Meister, and he and I were talking. I went in there, I think, can't remember what I was buying, but I just happened to spark a conversation with him, and he said that his son wrote the entire Skyrim soundtrack. So I met the Skyrim soundtrack composer's dad. Kind of weird, but that was another one. It's like, wow, give as much as you can crap about the Skyrim repackagings, but it did have good music. I mean, I think the score was really good on that one.
I noticed a common theme with games nowadays that some games are highly either they're underrated or they're just plain out shat on, but they
Right.
have really awesome soundtracks. Like, for example, Call of Duty Black Ops 3 Zombies. People had they had their doubt, they were a little skeptical of it at first, and then they started to enjoy it. And then when the last map, Revelations, got released, the fans got super pissed because apparently the finale to that saga was basically, quote unquote, from critics, a middle finger to the Treyarch fans. But I still have some of their soundtracks in my playlist, like Snakeskin Boots for their from the first map, Shadows of Evil. And not to mention, I actually brought that song to life in jazz band in my college grad years, and I was a lead sax soloist for that song because I knew the song like the back of my hand. My director looked up the score for it, and we took it on tour, and it was fucking amazing. Like, holy crap! I just brought a video game score to life, and now we're bringing it on tour.
So we got a comment here from Cody. Guardians of the Galaxy won their Grammy for the movie soundtrack, but I'm not sure it would even qualify choosing songs brought from the 80s or from the 80s for a movie soundtrack even eligible for a Grammy. Now a composer for a video game soundtrack would be interesting because it's music that's composed and not just thrown in from random artists. But
so does that mean if that soundtrack wins, does everybody that is included in that soundtrack get to say that they're Grammy winner then?
Yeah, there you go.
And they get some large trophies for that.
No, they just get paid in exposure. That's how it works.
Oh, well, money's better than gold.
Capitalism.
Exposure pays the bills, as everybody knows. But yeah, I think that it's a good thing to bring it there, but I agree, bit underwhelming on the list there.
I'm just gonna put a Mike joke out there since he's not here. You could probably try and expose yourself to your landlord, but it's probably not gonna pay the bill. I think that seemed like something Mike might say.
Hey, I'm pretty sure there's like a whole section of porn that is all about paying the landlord bill, but I'm just
There's prego porn. What do you expect?
Dude, if that's the case, then do you think OnlyFans can help with that too?
Hey, maybe if your just think about it. If your landlord pays money to you on your OnlyFans, then technically they're like paying their own rent. I don't know, like.
You probably give them a free booty pic too, and it probably give you probably have to pay less.
Dude!
Oh, cool! You get $150 off your month's rent.
So Cody says here, Jack Wall wrote and composed a ton of the greatest music from the Call of Duty franchise, to and including his best song, Adrenaline, which we can't.
Yes, Jack Wall. That guy is a fucking genius when it comes to creating soundtracks. And Adrenaline I have that on my playlist too. And Adrenaline, it just, even though this game Black Ops 2, that's where it comes from. Yeah. Even though that game came out like 2012 or something like that, that shit still hits. It still hits.
Right.
It still hits.
Heck yeah.
And not to mention some of the zombie soundtracks, like my personal favorite, the giant remix of Beauty of Annihilation by Elena Segman. That song, it's amazing because it comes from one of the first DLC maps of Call of Duty Zombies when it first became a thing, which came from the World at War era. There's an Easter egg song in the final DLC map called Doris, and if you have to find like 3 of these vials of this green fluid, and it plays a secret song, and that song is called Beauty of Annihilation. And then on Black Ops 3, they remastered it then they call it The Giant. Instead of Doris, it's The Giant. And they did a remix of that song called Beauty of Annihilation Giant Remix, and it just hits. It sounds so amazing.
So by the way,
I agree with Cody there.
The only reason that you should ever get your saxophone worked on is so that you can play Careless Whisper. But I'm just
motherfucker.
Hold on, baby. Get my saxophone.
I'm just saying. I saw somebody walking around. It was on a video. I saw this video, and they just went from bar to bar to bar, or maybe it was dance club to dance club, and that person just walked into the dance club. Whatever was playing, they just vibed with it with a saxophone, and people were just freaking the hell out. It was freaking awesome.
I think I saw him going to a McDonald's even.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Dude, I hope I see him in Moline then.